Good Monday morning is the start of a brand new week, the start of a brand new month in this, the year of our Lord 2020. Good morning, everybody. Good morning. Good Monday morning. Want to say good morning to the folks joining us on the GBN Television Facebook page, those of you on the Grenada Broadcasting Network's YouTube channel, GBN Television channel 7, 11, and 20, and of course the family of Classic 105.5, 105.9. Good Monday morning, everybody. Once Monday starts, everything starts. Good morning. Hope you had a blessed, productive, and amazing weekend. And I wish you all the best for the month of March. I hope it is a productive one for you and you get all that you desire. May March be as fruitful as you hope and want it to be. It's the third month of the year. Okay, 2020 starting to skate now. January took its time. February fly through, and it's already the second day of March. So hopefully 2020 is a good one for everybody. Good morning to the folks up the islands, Trinidad and Tobago, St. Lucia, St. Vincent, Antigua, Anguilla, Dominica, Jamaica, Barbados, St. Martin. Want to send a special good morning to the St. Bart, St. Barthélemy, and Dominican Republic. Those are the three islands that COVID-19 cases have been reported in. We'll get a little bit into that a little later. But good morning to everybody. Continue to stay safe, practice proper hygiene, wash your hands, not just because of the virus, because it is healthy to do. Wash your hands, take care of yourself and your family, and let's continue to fight this battle, because it's definitely shaping up to be a battle. Good morning to the folks around the world. The US, Canada, Switzerland, Sweden, Germany, Australia, United Kingdom, Kenya, Nigeria, Nairobi. Ooh, she's when I getting bad and done. South Africa, Botswana. You see, I'm starting to get into the thing. Good morning, everybody. As I said to the folks across the region, I'm going to say it to the folks around the world. Let's continue to practice proper hygiene. Morning, Ms. D. Let's hope that everybody continues to stay safe, stay healthy. Anything that you can do to protect yourself and others, please do so, and exercise caution. Exercise due care and attention in whatever you're doing. The thing is getting coconius. Well, coconius already in getting. It has gotten coconius in the dance. So let's continue to fight the good fight. Alrighty, let's see. It's the second day of March. Let's see what's the word of today. The word for today is untenable. Untenable. U-N-T-E-N-A-B-L-E. It's an adjective which means not able to be defended, not able to be occupied. Untenable. Untenable and its opposite tenable come to us from Old French, which means to hold or have possession of, and ultimately it also comes from the Latin verb, which also means to hold, occupy, or possess. We tend to use untenable in situations where an idea or position is so off base that holding on to it is unjustified or inexcusable. One way to hold on to the meaning of untenable is to associate it with other descendants whose meanings are associated with holding or holding on to, such as tenacious, which means holding fast, is one example. Others are contain, detain, sustain, maintain, and retain. Oh, I like saying it. Contain, detain, sustain, maintain, and retain. All right. An example of this morning's use of the word untenable. Faced with a budget deficit, the company's CEO made the untenable decision to lay off several upper management employees while still making sure he received a salary bonus. Another example of the use of the word: for the next 6 hours, the Tommies yielded one untenable hill after another. The word of the day, U-N-T-E-N-A-B-L-E, untenable, an adjective which means not able to be defended or not able to be occupied. All right, and let's see what's the thought for today. The thought for today, I know this would fall in a lot of people's pots, including mine. The thought for today: worrying will never change the outcome. Worrying will never change the outcome. So many times we end up in situations and we sit and we start to stress. What if this happened? What if this happens? And what if this doesn't happen? And what if it goes left instead of going right? And what if I have to tell this person up instead of down? And then the outcome is still the same as what it was going to be, whether we wasted time worrying or not. And 9 times out of 10, 3/4 of the times we worry, and the scenarios that we came up with in our minds Never happens. Nothing close. So we wasted our time worrying when we could have just leave it up to God. Leave it up to the situation. Whatever will happen, what will be, will be. Whether you worry or don't worry, what will be, will be. So don't stress. Bring on health complications from stress. Just relax. Leave it in the hands of the powers that be, because worrying will never change the outcome. Remember that there are a lot of situations we are in today, and notice us saying that we shouldn't be stressing about. So the thought for today, worrying will never change the outcome. Let's see what's celebrated today is the start of a new month. A few things celebrating in March. And today specifically, it is World Teen Mental Wellness Day. Teen Mental Wellness Day. This day aims to raise greater awareness of mental health issues among teens, as well as provide education about removing stigma surrounding preventative mental health. Teen Mental Wellness Day. If you're the parent, guardian, family member of a teen, just check up on them today. A lot of times we say they're teenagers and they'll deal with it, and some of them don't know how to deal with it. So let's check up on them today on this World Teen Mental Health Day. Today it is also Read Across the World Day. Read Across the World Day. It's a day to celebrate our favorite activity. It was established by Education Association in 1998 to help get kids more excited about reading. The day occurs each year on the birthday of beloved children's book author Dr. Seuss, so a perfect way to celebrate is to read one of his famous tales. I'm a reader. I love books. I love reading. And any opportunity I get to encourage more people to read, I try to do that. So on today, Read Across the World Day, let's pick up a book. Encourage our children to read a book, a new book, if it's possible. Sometimes we have the favorite bedtime stories and the favorite stories they like to read. Just try a new one today. Maybe a Dr. Seuss book, as it's his birthday, which coincides with Read Across the World Day. But let's try it today. Let's read. It is also National Old Stuff Day, which encourages us to give up some of the old and try something new. The saying, same old, let it not apply today. Yep, let's try something new today. A few things celebrated today. The one that I would specifically stress on, it is Women's History Month. Women's History Month. International Women's Day is March 8th, which is Sunday, I believe it is. And for the entire month, we would try to commemorate around the world Women's History Month. Women have been so instrumental in the world and the earth that we live on today, and it is a month to recognize the good work of females, the strong females. Oh, I should have, okay, I'll play some female songs today. I'll try it, yeah. So it is Women's History Month. It is also a few things like Poison Prevention Week is celebrated March 15th to the 19th. It is Crafting Month, Flour Month, flour as in what we bake and cook with. It is Celery Month. What else is it? It is Multiple Sclerosis Awareness Month. It is Cheerleading Safety Month. A few things celebrated in March, and I'll try to go through a few of them as we go on in this blessed month, right? And before we go to the break, just want to send love and light to the Spice Girls, the under-20 national team. They played their game in the next round after qualifying for this round. They played their game yesterday against a powerhouse Mexico, and we were overpowered on the field of play. Mexico came out with a victory, 12 goals to 1. The lone goal for Grenada was scored by Sharonda Charles in the 49th minute. And despite the scoreline, I am proud of our girls. Just the ability to score a goal against Mexico is definitely an accomplishment for them. I looked at a piece of the game yesterday, and you can definitely see the difference in skill when comparing Grenada to Mexico. But the girls, they tried their hardest. They never gave up. They fought to the end, and I commend them for that, representing Grenada internationally against some countries and teams that live and breathe different sports, not just football, and they're still able to leave a mark in the various competitions that they participate in. So kudos to the young ladies for their performance yesterday despite the loss. It is just another stepping stone for them in what I know are careers for a lot of them in football. All right, and it's time this morning for Fast Facts, and then we get straight into the news. Those of you on radio, we'll bring you the morning edition of news, and those of you on television, we bring you a recap of the week in review. This is Good Morning Grenada on Classic and the GBN. Keep it locked, 105.5, 105.9, channel 7, 11, and 20. Have a good one. Stay with us. The most commonly used letter in the English alphabet is E. Fast Facts is next. The letter E is everywhere. Approximately 1 out of every 8 letters is an E. In an analysis of all 240,000 entries in the concise Oxford English Dictionary, editors found that the letter E appears in approximately 11% of all words in the common English vocabulary. What's more, E is the most commonly struck letter on your keyboard and the second most popular key after the space bar. It's 1/3 of the single most used word in English, the word the, and appears in the most common English noun, time, the most common verb, be, in ubiquitous pronouns like he, she, me, and we, not to mention tens of thousands of words ending in ed and es. The second most common letter is the letter T. A, I, N, O, and S tie for third. Of the 26 letters in the alphabet, which is the least common? J, Q, X, and Z seem to occur less than the other letters of the alphabet. And even more specifically, 1 out of every 510 letters in English words is a Q, making it the least common letter in the English alphabet. And that's Fast Facts.
Evening. Welcome to the Week in Review for the week ending February 28th, 2020. I am Beverly Tellisford. We begin with the news that the Grenadian student body in China has started an online petition to the government of Grenada to bring them home as the spread of the coronavirus intensifies. Rena Pear has the details.
The petition was launched as a result of the surge of the novel coronavirus COVID-19 that has struck Wuhan, China. In a statement, the Grenadian students stated that they are extremely distressed since the epicenter of the virus have been on lockdown since the 23rd of January. The statement said the students have limited access to medical care and are forced to fend for themselves with limited resources and major restrictions. The student body in its statement says the government of Grenada, without understanding the magnitude of the situation in China, has taken a relaxed approach and an overall attitude of resignation when it comes to the evacuation of students. The body needs 1,000 signatures on the petition and so far has obtained 992. In separate news, on Wednesday, the World Health Organization said that for the first time, coronavirus was spreading faster outside China, where it originated. Globally, more than 80,000 people in 34 countries have been infected with the new coronavirus, which emerged in December. The vast majority remains in China. For GBN News, I am Rena Pear reporting.
Here at home, swift action by Grenadian health officials and immigration officers at the Maurice Bishop International Airport on Wednesday night resulted in the quarantine of 3 Italian nationals who arrived on the international flight. The 3 who had left Italy 2 days earlier were considered persons of interest to the Ministry of Health, Surveillance and Monitoring teams, which immediately screened, interviewed and isolated the visitors from the general population at the airport's arrival terminal. During the process, medical experts conducted an extensive probing interview and temperature checks, and with assistance from immigration officials, reviewed travel documents that revealed a specific travel history. The execution of the quarantine order on the visitors is in keeping with Grenada's efforts to prevent an outbreak of the coronavirus on the island. The ministry has also notified the Italian consulate in Grenada. Health authorities are tracking travelers from Iran, Singapore, South Korea, Japan and Italy, which have seen steady increases in the number of confirmed COVID-19 cases. As the death of Sir Royston Hopkins continues to impact the hotel and tourism industry around the region and at home, a decision has been made for the late hotelier's burial. Cherry and Blackman Stephen has the details.
Thursday, the 5th of March, is the date set for the official funeral of Grenada's iconic hotelier Sir Royston Hopkins, owner of Grenada's flagship hotel, Spice Island Beach Resort. Following a cabinet meeting on Monday, government said it was agreed that the late Sir Royston would be honoured with an official funeral for his contribution toward the tourism sector and overall development of the country. As a mark of national respect for the life of Sir Royston, all public buildings, especially police stations, will fly the national flag at half-mast from Tuesday. Family members confirmed to GBN that the funeral service will be held at the Grenada Trade Centre. Sir Royston passed away in neighbouring Trinidad early on Saturday morning from complications that developed after surgery. The late Sir Royston Hopkins adopted the Grandance Roman Catholic School back in 1992 and was one of the first Grenadians to have established a scholarship fund for needy children, which to date has benefited more than 200 students. Her Majesty Queen Elizabeth II, in December 1994, bestowed upon him the Companion of the Most Distinguished Order of St. Michael and St. George, CMG, for his contribution to Grenada and Caribbean tourism. In her New Year's Honours List in December 2004, Her Majesty then elevated his rank to that of Knight Commander of the Most Distinguished Order of St. Michael and St. George, KCMG. Sir Royston served as president of the Grenada Hotel and Tourism Association, was a past president of the Caribbean Hotel Tourism Association, and a recipient of the coveted CHTA Hotelier of the Year Award. Among his numerous awards, he was recognized with a Caribbean Hotel and Resort Investment Summit Lifetime Achievement Award last year. Sir Royston, who was 75, is survived by his wife, Lady Betty Hopkins, and children Ryan, Narissa, and Janelle. Tony Julian, GBN News.
Another fire has destroyed yet another home. On Monday morning, fire ravaged a Hope St. Andrew residence, forcing a single mother to seek shelter at the home of her family. Akeisha Felix visited the site.
On Monday at around 9 a.m., fire engulfed and destroyed a small wooden house in Hope St. Andrew. The occupants of the house include a mother and a 6-year-old son. During an interview with the GBN, the sister of the fire victim explained that her sister has been a victim of domestic violence, and this morning's fire now adds to her sorrows. She said at this time the family will be grateful for any form of assistance given to them, as everything was lost in the fire.
Well, basically you could see everything gone. Everything. She just wired her house last week and she got her current last week. She just got her TV, everything, and you could see everything gone. Stove. Mom gave her the stove and everything, but her money spent for everything else. So she need clothes, food. She need a house.
The sister expressed her dissatisfaction in the response time of the fire department, and she believes more can be done to successfully save lives and belongings in the future.
Basically, from the time we heard the boom and we came outside and we saw the black smoke, I took out my phone and I called him immediately. The thing I forgot to do was take the officer name. I made the report, I gave her the address, I told her what was happening, I didn't tell her who started the fire because we wasn't sure who started the fire. And they didn't get here until the house was already on the ground. Everything was already gone. By the time the fire truck came, all they came to do was just all the little, whatever was, just the ashes. Everything was already on the ground when they came by. So as a concerned citizen, my problem is with the fire department. When you call them, they don't show up at the same time. Because I called them from after 9 and they didn't show up here until probably after 10. When it's 11, they came by and the house was already on the ground. None could be saved, nothing. We just had to watch it burn. It's a neighbor of ours that had to call a sergeant directly to his cell phone and tell him what was happening, and he made the call and they said they're already on the way. But that was like an hour later when they said it was on the way.
The actual cause of the house fire remains unknown as police investigation continues. Akeisha Felix for GBN News.
Welcome back to the Weekend Review. 2 Vincentian nationals were told they are free to go after St. Vincent and the Grenadines Crown withdrew its application to have them extradited to Grenada in connection with the robbery at GUT Carriacou branch last year. Cherry and Blackman Stephen has this report.
The extradition case against 2 Vincentian men detained in connection with the Carriacou branch of the Grenada Union of Teachers Credit Union robbery has been withdrawn. According to a report by Eyewitness News in St. Vincent and the Grenadines, prosecutors last Friday withdrew an application to have 2 Vincentian men extradited to Grenada in connection with the robbery. Crown Counsel Kyrem Nelson told the Serious Offences Court that the Crown Counsel was withdrawing the matter against Anley Persons and Haya Brown, both 23 years old. In an exclusive interview with GBN via telephone, Director of Public Prosecutions Christopher Nelson explained the reasoning behind this decision.
Essentially, there are some evidential issues that are being reviewed and explored. Those issues cannot really be sufficiently explored within, a timely manner. Extradition is time sensitive. So in light of that, we have requested that the guys be discharged while we continue our investigations.
Parsons and Brown was suspected of robbing GUT office of $26,205.60 EC around 8:30 a.m. on October the 11th, 2019. They were arrested in St. Vincent on October the 25th and had been granted bail pending the outcome of the extradition hearing. Nelson said that once the evidential issues are sufficiently resolved, the extradition request will be renewed.
It's just that they were provisionally arrested pending a formal extradition request. We have indicated that we are not in a position to make a proper request at this time because of the evidential issues we are still working on. So they were discharged from that pending extradition request.
St. Vincent media reports say documents were submitted to court stating that the 2 detained men had signed into work on the day of the robbery and that they were not in Carriacou when the robbery took place. Cherry and Blackman Stephen, GBN News.
Grenada is one of 3 countries in the process of formulating a plan that aims to reduce risk through early warning systems. As we hear in this Chrislina John report, representatives from 6 sectors participated in a 2-day forum last week at the Maurice Bishop International Airport.
The 2-day forum is aimed at reducing climate-related risk through early warning information, with specific focus on the meteorological services as the agent responsible for issuance of early warnings. A first round of consultation was held in 2018, which took into consideration 6 priority sectors such as agriculture, disaster management, health, energy, and tourism, developing a localized plan on how best to mitigate against the crisis of climate change and climate variability. Adrian Trotman, head of the Caribbean Institute for Meteorology and Hydrology, says they have been meeting with officials of the meteorological services in the region. They are hoping, he says, to have the final draft completed by May this year.
The whole idea here is building or based on the guidance from the Global Framework for Climate Services, that we build a climate services in Grenada. So we are establishing a roadmap, a path for the future. Can early warning, that's one of the main areas of focus. How can early warning reduce risk in these sectors? Right? Do we do to make sure that our services, our sectors, our socio-economic sectors particularly, are at less risk, or they might be at risk, but knowing that, then what do we do to mitigate those risks, to mitigate the impacts that come out of those risks?
Trotman says when the productive sector becomes less productive because of climate, it affects the entire country. He says they are looking towards the formation of a National Climate Service Committee that will oversee climate services in Grenada. CEO at the Maurice Bishop International Airport, Wendy Francis Williams, admits that aviation services also contribute to climate change. Francis Williams offered some areas for consideration.
We must have a proven methodology for identifying and dealing effectively with the impacts associated with climate change. Therefore, a formal risk assessment and clear response process must be outlined. Ideally, for an airport, a climate change adaptation plan should be part of an airport's master operation and development plan, making it easier to combine the financial, operational, and human resource requirement into an overall corporate perspective.
Christina John, GBN News.
The Grandans Bus Association has responded to concerns surrounding a brawl over bus fares involving foreign nationals. A video circulating on social media on the weekend had many questioning the rationale behind the argument, involving a bus operator and some passengers in the south of the island. Police has since issued a release which stated that an investigation will be carried out. Christina John has the details.
The Grandans Bus Association, in a statement issued on Tuesday, said, and I quote, "The GABA would like to take this opportunity to assure and inform the general public that we do not condone, encourage, or accept any form of anger and/or aggression towards passengers under any circumstance by any of our members. These behavior, actions, and practices are against our code of ethics and are dealt with severely once brought to our attention." End of quote. The association said upon the completion of its internal investigation into the video making its round on social media, as well as meeting with the driver in question, the association has come to the conclusion that although the aggression was not warranted nor represented the association, the fee which was quoted by the driver for the transportation services rendered was correct in keeping with the standardized fees of the GABA. The release also stated, and I quote, "As a direct result, we stand behind him in this regard only, and all of our members in the collection of the correct fees for all services rendered to the general public." End of quote. The association encouraged all bus owners and drivers to have their required price list clearly displayed inside of their buses for all passengers to see in order to avoid any further conflict and/or disputes. It added that buses with the association's stickers will be dealt with accordingly for the violation of all the association's code of ethics and approved government pricing once reported to the association by passengers. Christina John, GBN News.
Still back. The Supreme Court Registry of Grenada closed last week due to poor environmental conditions. The services of the registry will be relocated. However, according to the president of the Grenada Bar Association, no final arrangements were given by authorities. Akisha Felix has more.
On Thursday, the Grenada Bar Association was made aware of the imminent shutdown of the Supreme Court Registry of Grenada. This came about as action is required to immediately address dangerous environmental conditions at the building housing the registry. President of the Grenada Bar Association, Lisa Taylor, said the authorities were fully aware of the environmental problems of the registry. Taylor noted that adequate preparations must be made as it relates to short-term housing for these documents. She added that with the disruption of the registry, both the public and the legal fraternity are affected. Therefore, she is calling on the relevant authorities to have this rectified sooner rather than later. Meanwhile, the Minister for Legal Affairs, Kendra Matthew Stewart, said an official statement regarding the shutdown of the registry will be provided on Friday. Akeisha Felix for GBN News.
Recently, GBN aired a story where concerns were raised about the safety of the Pearls Bridge to both motorists and pedestrians. On Monday, a release was issued by the Traffic Department of the Royal Grenada Police Force, together with the Ministry of Works, declaring the bridge unsafe. Akeisha Felix has been following this story.
Over 2 months, complaints were made by both pedestrians and motorists about the dilapidated wooden bridge that connects Pearls and Simon St. Andrew. Last week, metal sheets were used to cover the holes as a means of addressing the issue. However, on Monday, the Ministry of Works and the Traffic Department of the Royal Grenada Police Force declared that the Pearls Bridge will be closed to vehicular traffic effective Tuesday, February 25th, until further notice. The release further went on to say that an assessment was conducted by the Ministry of Works, which was determined that the bridge is unsafe and can no longer accommodate vehicular traffic. Motorists are advised to use alternative routes to get to their destination. Akeisha Felix for GBN News.
In an effort to upgrade and create a climate-smart water distribution process, the Government of Grenada, in collaboration with other stakeholders, launched its first climate-resilient water sector. The details in this Rena Perry report.
On Tuesday, the Government of Grenada launched its first climate-resilient water sector project, G-Cruise, in partnership with GIZ, the Grenada Climate Fund, GCF, and NAWASA. The cost of the project is $135 million EC and is funded by the Green Climate Fund, GCF. It aims to increase the systematic climate change resilience in Grenada's water sector by implementing an environmentally friendly process in the distribution of water to all Grenadians, establishing a clean and healthier water supply. Minister for Health Nicholas Steele spoke of the 5 pillars of the project.
The project has 5 pillars: climate resilient water governance, climate resilient water users, climate resilient water supply systems, contribution towards Grenada's climate goals, and regional learning and replication.
Prime Minister of Grenada, Dr. Keith Mitchell, in his remarks, said the country is proud of this achievement and outlined its economic effects on the country.
This project is expected to have transformational impact on our water sector, significantly improving resilience in that particular area. As I indicated in my delivery in the 2020 budget, the magnitude of this project will also see the creation of more than 1,500 jobs, thereby creating positive impacts on multiple fronts in our country.
A team of specialists has already been selected to start the implementation process. Farina Blickwood, Regional Director of all GIZ Caribbean Department, said the success of the project relies on a collective effort.
The team is almost complete and has started working already with the partners. But please be patient. We all know that changing behavior, raising awareness, building capacities, and above all, the planning, tendering, and the construction of important infrastructure measures take their time. G-Cruise can only succeed when all stakeholders, authorities, institutions, the civil society, and all involved individuals contribute with all their power to its implementation.
The launch of G Cruise was held at the Grenada Trade Center Annex. For GBN News, I am Rena Pear reporting.
Coming to Grenada.
One of the most spectacular concert events in Christian music. It all happens 7 p.m. Saturday, March 21st at the National Cricket Stadium.
Featuring 5-time Grammy-nominated and 7-time Dove Award winner Karen Peck and New River.
From the American television show The Voice, Emily Ann Roberts.
From Canada, the amazing music from the Titans.
From the island of Jamaica, the talented and gifted Foster Triplets. Plus, the best of Grenadian gospel artists.
Again, this all happens 7 p.m. on Saturday, March 21st at the National Cricket Stadium with some of gospel music's finest. Karen Peck and New River.
Emily Ann Roberts.
The Titans.
The Foster Triplets.
And more.
Tickets sold at all ticket outlets. Proceeds go towards enhancing youth work in Grenada.
Once upon a time, we shopped at Wonderland, then Neverland. But we're all grown up now and no longer believe in fairy tales. So now we just shop at Shoes R Us. At Shoes R Us, we stock the latest in shoes, tops, and jeans for the fashion-conscious lady. We also carry colognes and much, much more. And for the modern trendy male, we have the latest brand-name shoes and sneakers, Converse, Reebok, Nike, K-Swiss, Puma, and much more. So check us out at our two convenient locations, Melville Street in St. George and Ben Jones Street in Granville. At Shoes R Us, we say, come shop with us.
It's detox time again at Nirvana Natural Health Clinic Detox Center. The festive season is over, so let's start 2020 looking and feeling like a boss with our many body cleansing options. Purchase detox products as low as $50. Purchase detox combo packs as low as $100. Receive 10% off on all in-house colonic irrigation treatments. Take control of your health now. Don't delay. Call us on 231-6642, 418-7115, or 449-7753. We are located in Belmont St. George's, close to the Fall Edge area. These offers are valid from January to March or while stocks last. Nirvana Natural Health Clinic Detox Center. Detox your way to health.
How going on, boy? Hey, good old things. Hey, Daisy. Yeah. Boy, in line, boy. Your house looking a real good day. Boy, it's thanks to the hard-working and professional staff at the Housing Authority of Grenada. They handled me real nice. They did my plan, they did the construction, and I didn't even have to worry about a thing. They were there with me every step of the way, supervising the job, asking me about my concerns, giving me feedback as the house took shape. They were there from start to finish, and even put the keys in the palm of my hand. I give them an A++ for customer service. Oh, it's people from housing bad, boy. Boy, not bad. Excellent. If you're thinking about constructing your home, why not consult the Housing Authority of Grenada? You could visit them right down in the Sandino complex or give them a call, 440-1015 or 440-1016. Or check out their website, hag473.com. They go handle you. They go jog your blocks, they go draw your plan, they go tote your materials. Hey man, where you going? The Housing Authority of Grenada is your choice for affordable housing and a stress-free construction experience.
Total is one of the world's largest oil companies with a top quality line of lubricants. Total Lubricants has a full product line from passenger cars, motorcycle, heavy industrial equipment, mining, trucking, agriculture, and manufacturing machines and vehicles. Total Lubricants, winning championships in motorsports, including Formula One and World Rally Championships. Total Lubricants are available at all Rubis service stations, leading automotive shops, and distributed by Huggins.
When you think of Grenville Cooperative Credit Union, what comes to mind? A reliable financial institution that has stood the test of time. Maybe you think about the convenience and quality financial service they provide. Do you think about their readiness to help you retire, achieve your academic goals, build your dream home, buy the piece of land or the elegant car? Or maybe the convenience of their different locations, Jubilee Street in Grenville, the sub-office at Belmont Estate, or the new outlet on Lucas Street in St. George's in the Derek Sylvester building. Maybe you always consider how they're always a phone call away. 442-8602 or 438-4228. They're also online, www.grencu.org. No matter what comes to mind, remember, Grenville Cooperative Credit Union is the best place to save and to borrow, working with you to make your brighter tomorrow.
It's detox time again at Nirvana Natural Health Clinic Detox Center. The festive season is over, so let's start 2020 looking and feeling like a boss with our many body cleansing options. Purchase detox products as low as $50. Purchase detox combo packs as low as $100. Receive 10% off on all in-house colonic irrigation treatment. Take control of your health now. Don't delay. Call us on 231-6642, 418-7115, or 449-7753. We are located in Belmont St. George's, close to the Fall Edge area. These offers are valid from January to March or while stocks last. Nirvana Natural Health Clinic Detox Center. Detox your way to health.
Total is one of the world's largest oil companies with a top quality line of lubricants. Total Lubricants has a full product line from passenger cars, motorcycle, heavy industrial equipment, mining, trucking, agriculture, and manufacturing machines and vehicles. Total Lubricants, winning championships in motorsports, including Formula One and World Rally Championships. Total Lubricants are available at all Rubis service stations, leading automotive shops, and distributed by Huggins.
I'm reaching my dreams with GOT. They're the ones for me. I'm reaching my dreams with GOT. They're the ones for me. Since 1983, they've been serving the country, and we like all their financing, giving the people what they want, what they need, what they love. Come and join the family that's here for you all the way. From birth to graduation, your first job to your home and your car through your golden years.
The GT Credit Union has been actively supporting nation building through its many sponsorships and the programs including financial literacy quiz, Pass the Torch Calypso program, junior cooperatives in secondary schools, CPEA, and the TAPCC grants. The credit union has helped many people make their dreams come true. Let them help you with yours. You don't have to be a teacher to be a member. So what are you waiting for?
GUT Credit Union, it's where you belong.
Hi, I'm Francis Urias Peters. To really know who I am, you must look at the plays that I've written over the past 30 years, because they reflect hard work, discipline, and my inner beliefs. Now, these values were shaped by my earlier bringings, because I was always curious about my roots and my identity as a Caribbean man. Now, I'm a good listener, and K105 has always been a great source of education and entertainment. Now, while the station name may have changed over the years, it has always provided valuable information which enabled me as a playwright to document and to celebrate our history, our behavior, and our achievements. K105 is my choice. It's the national station.
Grenada, 1795. One man with a sense of destiny.
Tonight we stand our ground. Tonight we stand on the side of history.
14,000 slaves with a dream and a promise. Julian Fedor, a Heritage Theatre production, written and directed by Chris DeRiggs, 28th and 29th March, 4th and 5th April at the Trade Center.
People was not made to live like this. It's like we have a cause.
Julian Fedor, an action-packed historical drama.
I see blood falling from the sky, filling up that mountain river, flowing from Belvedere Hills. I see blood.
4 big nights of theater, the play the nation has been waiting to see, with Samuel Gilvey, Lisa Grappy James, Robert White, Dale Devine, and other top-of-the-line acting talents. Opening Saturday, 28th March. Get your tickets now.
part of our social media revamp, the GBN is committed on providing accurate information by just one click through our social media platforms. You can now follow our Facebook page at GBN Television, together with our sister stations Classic FM Grenada and Hot FM Grenada. You can also subscribe to our YouTube channel, Grenada Broadcasting Network. They say one picture is worth 1,000 words. Now you have the opportunity to follow us on Instagram at GBN_news and our newly added WhatsApp feature to our news and current affairs department on telephone number 473-405-3052. GBN, with you, anywhere, everywhere.
The Grenada Airports Authority wishes to advise the general public that the flying of kites within the vicinity of the airport is prohibited. Prohibited areas include, but not limited to, Caliste, Frequency, Fort Judy, St. Paul's, Mount Parnassus, and Mount Morris, and the vicinity of Lauriston Airport in Carriacou. Flying of kites poses serious threat to aircraft safety, as kites can be easily ingested into aircraft engines or become entangled in aircraft propellers, resulting in engine failure with tragic consequences to aircraft passengers and persons on the ground. The Grenada Airports Authority therefore urges the general public to cooperate towards ensuring the safety of aircraft operations into and out of the Maurice Bishop International Airport. The Grenada Airports Authority will be seeking the assistance of the Royal Grenada Police Force in dealing with violators of this notice. Let us all play our part in making this Easter kite flying season a safe one.
Since the announcement of the coronavirus outbreak in China, the well-being of students in that country became a concern. As the impact of this virus becomes more visible, emotions are at a boiling peak. Some students in China are pressuring government to bring them home through an online petition. The debate now raging is to bring them home or not. That's the issue GBN brings to the table Monday evening beyond the headlines. Join host Odette Campbell and panelists representing the government of Grenada. You can make your contributions via the GBN Facebook page or by calling 440-1252 during the program. Join the discussions on the next Beyond the Headlines at 8:35 p.m. live on GBN Television and Classic Radio. Beyond the Headlines, rated number 1.
Welcome back to Good Morning Grenada, 20 minutes after 7. Hope so far you're having a good morning. Those of you just getting out of bed, hope you had a restful and peaceful night. It's time to get into this morning's discussion. We are speaking private primary school sports takes place this week. I have in studio with me Chairman of the Private Primary School Sports Committee, Kester Elcock. Good up, brethren. Good morning, Kester.
Good morning, good morning.
How are you?
I am great. Thank you for having me here today.
No problem at all. How was the weekend? Restful?
It was...
It can be restful because you're planning.
Yes, of course. Planning is in base. Yes,
I'm making sure. If you told me it was restful, I would have been worried.
Late last night, early this morning, planning.
Well, that's the kind of life you're living, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
All right. So the event takes place Thursday, God willing.
Yes, Thursday, and we've had 2 days of exciting activity before. We had last week, Tuesday and Wednesday. We had the heats and the track events. The field events. So we've had 2 days of exciting activity, point standing already in place. Schools already know what competition, and we're up and ready for it.
Well, before we get into the track, the final events for the track this weekend, give me more details on the field events. Who are some of the maybe outstanding athletes, if you can remember off the top of your head, the events that you had and so on?
Yes, well, I must say this year I've seen some really extraordinary performance in the field events. Cornell Pay, every event he participated in except for the javelin boys on the 15, he won every single event. High jump, long jump, shot put. From St. Mary's Junior School, right, the defending champions. We also see Lauren and Emma McIntosh doing some extraordinary things in the field as well. Brianna from Grandon's Private Academy. You see a number of students from different schools performing well. First Choice Junior. This year I've seen an athlete from First Choice Junior. We say, where you come from? Yeah, ask the same, where you come from? I mean, he has won the 200 meter, the 400 meter for under 13 boys. I mean, he was unheard of last year and in the years gone by, because if you look at private school sports, and I've been going through the results for the last 5 years, and you would see consistent athletes. So you would see the McIntosh sisters, you'd see the McIntosh, you would see Cornell Pear, you would see Lewis from Grenada Junior Academy, but this individual come from nowhere and he's really dominating in the field, I must say. Also Josiah Mitchell from Alpha Junior, and this year, believe it or not, Alpha Junior going into the final leading. And normally in years you'll see St. Mary's Junior and Grenada Junior Academy at the top, but this year Alpha Junior, yes. I think over the years, Ronald Charles has done an extraordinary job working with the students. I mean, he has an athletic club, so they're involved not just during school time, but after school. On Saturday mornings, you'll see him at the canteen working along with them. And this year they have a new coach, Ryan James. I'm taking anything away from him, but knowing the work, that the foundation that Charles would have laid for the number of years, I think Alpha right now they're poised to do well at the private primary school championship.
The field events, how have performances in field events developed over the past few years?
Well, I must say over the years we've had some extraordinary performances. We've had persons like Aliyah Bartholomew. She holds the record still in the high jump at 1.35 meters. The year after she went into secondary school, a Form 1 student, she broke the sub-junior high jump record. So yes, she did that. So over the years, the private schools, I must say, have produced quite a number of extraordinary athletes. I can think about Tajay Grant, I can think about Daniela Touche, and they would have established records at the intercall games coming directly from private schools. So you go not hearing them, and then after you hear the PBC. But I mean, last year what we did as a private schools association, what we did is that we awarded some of the outstanding athletes over the years. For the past 10 years, we gave them a recognition, because people tend to forget that they came from a private primary school, and we've had extraordinary. I said we've had some great performances over the years at the private primary school. So this year it's no different. Again, I said Cornell Pear. I see that boy high jump. The high jump was 1.54, and it was really, really, really good. Seeing that he came and he did such a great job. We had the McIntosh sisters and other persons doing some fantastic job in the field events as well.
Okay. I see we're joined by the title sponsors, eh?
Yes, they are.
Yes, you could just take the chair and scoot on in. Yes, we're making adjustments as we go. That's how we do. Come in a little bit closer so everybody can see.
You said to.
See who the pretty face belongs to. So just introduce yourself to our viewers and listeners.
A pleasant good morning to everyone. I'm Najuma Patrick, Corporate Marketing Manager at George F. Huggins, agents for Fruta Cool Kids, title sponsor of the 2020 private primary school sports.
Well, I'm putting you into the hot seat. Coming on board, well, not coming on board. You've always been a part of the private primary school sports meet. What is it about this event that Huggins decided we have to be not just sponsors, not just support, but be title sponsors of this for the past how many years?
Right, so it's been 10 plus years. For the last 9 or so years, Ribena was a title sponsor. Right. And, unfortunately, they weren't able to continue. But Huggins, having sports as one of the pillars for the area for growth, for the development of our country, we saw the need to continue to hold on to this championship and blossom. If you know, this sports has brought up a lot of top athletes for the island. They've gone on, done well in intercall, in Carifta games, so we really see the benefit in continuing to support our children, and their development. So we thought, okay, we have Fruta as well, and so we decided we'll have Fruta be the title sponsor. This is the second year for Fruta sponsoring these games.
How should I phrase it? I don't really want to, delve too deep into the Fruta, but what is it about that drink that you think would benefit the participants, the athletes specifically?
Well, it's a fruit drink. We're moving away from the aerated drinks and so I think it's as well fitting to have fruit juice be incorporated into the diets of the young people. I also want to add that Huggins, as a 100% locally owned company, and when I say that, about 80% of Huggins is owned by staff, right? So when you support Huggins, you're supporting the local economy. Yeah, and we've been doing this for 100 years. This year is our 100th anniversary.
Congrats again.
Thank you very much. And so, we see the need to continue investing in, whether it be Ribena, whether it be Fruta, whatever it is, we see the need to continue to invest in our young people.
Kessa, speaking about investing in the young people, how does the private primary school cater to the athletes who have track and field as their long-term career? Not just a running because I could run and once I leave school I done that. But how do you foster and develop these young athletes and getting them onto the path of career-long activities?
Well, it goes just beyond the realm of Grenada private primary schools, I believe, that, and I must say the Athletic Association over the years, they're doing a fantastic job, and we're seeing the rewards of persons like Anderson and Kirani and Lyndon Victor. So the Athletic Association, their program is key in showing that when the young talent is spotted at the private schools or at primary schools, that they continue to get them into a good program, get them with a good coach. We have different programs, we have different track clubs, you have off the head track blazers. So getting them into programs like this is important for their continued development. The Private Schools Association, the talent we see and we bring to the fore at the meet, the Fruta Cool Kids meet, is just key for associations and coaches to see these young talent and deciding that we should take them and put them in our club and have them train and develop. So the Athletic Association over the years, and they have given us their support. Now we move away from having timers. We for heats and for the final event itself, we have the meet manager system, which it's a license that was given to the Green Athletic Association. They also provide us with the trained personnel. Mr. Albert Joseph over the years has done an extraordinary job with us. Coordinating the events. Being there involved in the day and in the night time after 12, putting the results together and showing that when we come on the day, especially the final day, that everything is in place so we can have a well-run event. So the Athletic Association, their support is key in ensuring that the talent that is there continue to develop.
Speaking of the talent, Thursday, God willing, at the stadium, what can we expect from these young athletes, the kind of competition that they're bringing? You said you already have the point standing going into the final day. Alpha is leading. What about the rest of the schools? Okay, so for the point standing, Alpha Junior 197 points, St. Mary Juniors 194. Okay. Grenada Junior Academy in third place and 154. If I pull up the point standing for you, I'll give you the exact figures in a bit. But I must say that this year the competition is really tight going in. And I said for one, St. Mary's would have led comfortably going in. But this year, I think it's
I don't know why. I wonder why.
it's up for grabs, and I think we're gonna see a really competitive championship. So the point standing in fifth place, Grandin's Private Academy and 103 points. And I must say, Grandin's Private Academy, they have done extraordinarily well this year. They have some pretty good female athletes and they're doing really well. In fourth place, First Choice Junior on 143 points. In third place, Grenada Junior on 151 points. St. Mary's Junior in second place, 194 points. And Alpha Junior ahead on 197.5 points.
So I see it's still very close.
It is very close. And what I can tell you the final events. I was just looking through the finalists. St. Mary's Junior, they're almost in every final.
Okay.
Right? But so too is Alpha. And First Choice. And Grenada Junior Academy. So it's going to be really, really competitive. Persons need to come out to the stadium on Thursday. I mean, this is the major primary school event for the year, and it will be one of the major events of the year. I mean, we had Relay Meet gone already, but this one would be really, really,
one
really,
for the books.
Oh, yes, it won for the books.
I mean, Blossom in the KFC Relay, I got a taste of what to expect on Thursday. And listen, I'm really looking forward to seeing these athletes. They put their all into this. You know, it's good, friendly competition. At the end of the day, you see them, they have friends in different schools. When you see come to this, you know, it's serious business. You know, so we really want to encourage everyone to come out, support the students. I don't know if you mentioned the time, but I think the time is key. We're starting now at 1 o'clock.
Okay.
So you still have a chance. You finish work at 3, at 4, you have a chance to go over to come over to the stadium and experience that nice, keen, friendly competition among the private primary school students. Right? The fee to enter and so.
Yes, I will discuss that. So it's $20 for adults, $10 for children. But for in uniform, you pay $5. Finish line seats, $30 for finish line seats. And you can come out there. The gates will be open from 11. Get your seat early.
Do you have to get tickets in advance or just pay?
No, you buy the tickets. So this year, what we've done, you buy the tickets at the gate because we actually have a raffle. So this year, one of our sponsors, Silver Sands, we have 2 dinner for 2. And we know Silver Sand is Silver Sand. Yeah. So they have given us where we can raffle. So we have that. We also have a couple other giveaways. So we're going to have a raffle in between the event as well, and persons, so the patrons will get something. Not you come in and get a great day of athletic championship, and then after you're getting something else. I mean, what else?
You're still getting to leave with something. Eat your belly full, have drinks, socialize. I mean, there's a nice line.
Yes,
nice.
It is.
When it comes to competition, over the years, the GJA, St. Mary's, Alpha, they've dominated really the top 3. How do you think the other schools in competition, first of all, how many in all do you have competing? And how can these schools improve on their program so that they can stand a better chance of finishing in the top 3?
Okay, so this year we have 12 schools in participation, right? This year we didn't have the Rainbow Junior Academy and Ebenezer. That's Bowling New Testament School.
Okay.
So they're still in support of the private school sport. This year they were unable to have a team to participate, so we have going with 12 teams. I must say that yes, you would have seen these schools dominating over the years, but for instance, First Choice Junior, and I must say something. The reason why I believe that the schools continue to dominate is that PE is a component for itself with the curriculum. So it's not the children just going outside and just do games or just go and run about and play. It's a structured program. These schools have a physical education teacher attached to it full time. Unlike Grenada Junior Academy where it's done part time. But the other schools I know, they're a full time coach. And it makes a big difference in you can structure your program, there's continuity, the kids can be involved in many different sporting activities. And the private schools, we provide different activities. So we have football, we have the tennis, we had tennis already, we had beach football. The track and field is another aspect of it. We also have field football. This different sporting discipline is important for the kids at the private schools to be involved in. And you are going to see most schools now taking a trend where they're going to have a PE teacher and not just a kid just going outside and just run about, right? Yes, it needs to be structured, and the private schools will continue to do well in that area because of the structure of having a coach or PE teacher attached to the school. So I think the gap is being closed. I know some schools have hired coaches, so you would see that the quality will continue improving.
Just remind us of the important details for Thursday, God willing, the time, the place, what we can expect, the competitiveness of the event that you anticipate.
Okay. Again, fruit are cool kids, and I must say thanks to George F. Huggins for yet again supporting the private primary schools. We start at 1 p.m. sharp, open ceremony, first event, 1:30, and got it to finish at 6:35. We've already completed 24 events, a total of 56 events. So we're starting from event number 25, which is the 800 meter for girls, and we conclude with the medley relay boys, 2x1 by 1x4, and that final relay is like intercall and the 4x4. Private schools, you come and you see the medley relay as a final event of the day, and it's really competitive. Most of the schools are there. $10 for students to enter, $20 for adult. Fitness line tickets, $30. Children in uniform pay only $5. And we're gonna see 12 schools participating. High competition or match pass will be around 3 o'clock. A parade of the team, where we say match pass, parade of the team. But I think most of the schools put their best out. They do their fanciness and the pom-pom girls and all that. So that's another event by itself. And our medal ceremonies, we award all the persons who would have done well in the feed event so far, along with the persons who would have won on the track as well. So it's going to be really fantastic, I must say. It is going to be a competitive event. We have quite a number of sponsors on board. If I were just to mention some of them.
Yeah, quickly. Mm-hmm.
Yes, quickly. So, as we said, Fruit Cool Kids, Jollof Huggins and Company, Grenada Limited. Glenegg, who has been a partner along with Huggins over the years, and Glenegg has been a great supporter. Supported Glenegg Water. Grenleck, Star Malt, Rick's Cafe, On the Spot Hardware, Flow, GUT, Cooperative Credit Union, On the Spot Hardware, Digicel, Flow, Grenada Limited. If I forgot anyone, humble apology for it. But this year we've had quite a number of persons coming on board, and we thank them from the Grenada Private School Sports Association. We thank them for coming on board and supporting us. We really needed the help in going forward. Thanks.
Mm-hmm. From witnessing over the years, it's definitely an exciting one. Mm-hmm. Yes. Thank you very much, Kester. Mm-hmm. Thank you, Najuma.
Thank you for having us, Blossom.
Good luck on Thursday. Hopefully, I'll be able to pop by.
Definitely.
Tune in. Keep it locked to Classic and the GBM. We're going to take a quick break and come back inside. This is Good Morning Grenada.
Whenever we're faced with difficulties, we find comfort in those we know and trust. This is especially true when a loved one has died.
Welcome to Otway Bailey Funeral Home.
For over 100 years, Otway Bailey Funeral Home has helped families celebrate the lives of their loved ones with compassion and dignity. Our affordability, attention to detail, warm and caring staff has contributed us being the funeral home of choice for official and state funerals. We treat you as we would treat our own family. All of our services are designed to help you get through one of the most personal and challenging stages of life, whether it's planning a funeral, joining our burial society, or pre-arrangements. You can be assured of the Otway Bailey commitment to consistently provide the most caring and professional service possible with the best options and price. So call us 440-2558 or visit our website, otwaybaileyfuneralhome.org.
At Otway Bailey, we offer the perfect tribute any family can afford.
Bacchanal, when you see
report careless or intentional bushfires, dead out. Youths, hunters, smokers, let's prevent bushfires. Here's why.
Yeah, bushfires. The shoreline's wet, crops should be bushfires. Can lead to food scarcity, threaten biodiversity, cause water shortage, water calamity. Bushfires and watersheds deplete water quality, threaten property, life and security. Bushfires set intentionally, water sanity.
Bushfires can cost millions in losses annually and are often caused by careless or intentional actions indictable under the law. Forests are life-giving. Save them. A message from the Fire Department of the Royal Grenada Police Force and the Caribbean Open Trade Support.
No, that's not how you cross the pedestrian crossing.
Really? One day I just woke up and I saw pedestrian crosswalks on the road. No one really showed me how to use them properly.
Well, this is how it's done. You never cross before doing these things. They might save your life. First, when you get to the crosswalk, you stop. You look left, you look right. If there's a vehicle coming, you put your hand out, making eye contact with the driver, indicating that you want to cross. And only when the vehicle comes to a complete stop, you quickly cross to the other side.
Stop, look, hand out, eye contact. Wait for pedestrian to cross to the other side, then you happily continue on your journey. This message is brought to you by this group of insurance companies, the Traffic Advisory Body, and the Traffic Department.
Welcome back to Good Morning Grenada. Right now we are getting ready to celebrate Gospel Expression, Jade Gospel Expression. It takes place on Sunday, March 8th at Progress Park, St. Andrew. I have a member of the PR team in studio with me currently. She is Miss Cheryl Jessamy. Good morning.
Good morning, Blossom.
How are you?
I am well, thank you. How are you?
Not too bad at all, and I had a restful weekend, so I'm ready to go for the week.
All right.
Planning for Gospel Expressions. First of all, you're going up to the big parish this year. So tell me about how you came up with the idea to take it out of St. George and the acts that you have on the lineup and so on.
All right. Well, I think the idea came probably from one of the persons from Big Parish who frequents the activity, saying, why not come to St. Andrew?
Right.
And then I think that birthed the thought, and then it was decided after eventually, because I was just chit-chatting a little bit with you before, and it seems as if people who are from St. George have a little issue with coming to St. Andrew for some events. Like, there are events where people would come, but there are some where they're like, why did they take it so far? And I said, we've been in St. George for 29 years, so why not?
So this says year 30.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Wow. How did expressions change over the past few years, now that you're into 3 decades of this event?
Right. Well, in the beginning, it was called Gospel Splash, and it was mainly singing, people coming in and sing and so on. And it was a paid event at mainly Queen's Park at the time. And it evolved into what it is now, which is a free community event that we're just inviting your whole family to come to. You don't have to worry about paying to come. And then there are various activities now. The activities are a little varied. We have children's attractions and other things. And this year it's even more, quite different, because we're going to be starting from 10 in the morning, right? And having worship time. Like, if you think you're going to miss church, then you're not going to miss church, because you're going to have like a time of praise and worship and many sermons and everything. So you won't feel like you missed church. And then the concert is going to start right after lunch. We're going to have lunch on sale and a whole different thing this year.
Right. Why change it to 10?
Right, because it's Sunday. And we want to make sure that worship aspect comes in, so that, as I mentioned, people won't feel like if they're missing their church service if they come from 10. And it's just one day for the year that's going to happen, and we see it as a time where we're bringing together people from various churches, not just the people that you're accustomed being with every Sunday, but I mean, what we think of it as is a taste of heaven, where you're going to be. I mean, in heaven we expect to meet all kinds of people, so we have to practice from down here.
I like that.
Yes.
The performers that you have on the lineup.
Right. Well, we have our local bands. Well, Jade, of course, the feature, our organizers and the ones who have been hosting this event forever. And then we also have Prophecy Inspirationals, and they're from the big parish. We have Chantamel Worship Team. They're from St. Patrick's, of course. And then we have I Praise, All Anointed. We have Touch of Grace. Well, everybody knows Touch of Grace. We have the Royalty Gospel Band. We have Life Changers. And then our invited guests, especially invited guests from overseas. This year we have John Yard from Barbados, and we have Shane Risen from Trinidad. And people are acquainted with Shane Risen a bit more than they are with John Yard, but they're very good artists, and we're looking forward to having them with us.
How do you decide which artists will get invited, specifically the non-Grenadians?
All right. Well, you know what? Because this is a free event, maybe people won't even believe that these people are coming and basically performing for free. I mean, we're giving them, but there's one, I think we're going to just give a little honorarium, but not anything compared to what somebody would charge to actually perform in Grenada. So that is one of the factors, because if you can get somebody who would do that for you, that will kind of draw you to that person faster. And then we've been just looking for different people. Sometimes people say, oh, y'all having this guy from St. Lucia again, or right? So we just try to look for different people too.
How are you able to sustain this event having it free? I know logistics cost a lot, even though they're basically performing for free. I know you still have to accommodate their presence and so on. How are you able to sustain this event?
Right. Well, we have great support from the Ministry of Youth. They help with us getting them here. And we also have great support from Grenlec. We have WeFM and Grenville Cooperative Credit Union, SP's International. Well, this year, I'm just calling those we have this year: Co-op Bank, Captain Harris Suites, GUT Credit Union, Wagity Rentals, Gabriel's Rentals, the Pearls Church of God. We have Glenelg, Walk-By, MNIB, Country Cold Store, Calico, Huggins Distribution, and of course GBN. Yes.
Happy to be a part. Happy to be a part. What is it you think about gospel expression that attracts so many people, that you've been able to keep this going for 30 years?
I believe it's because of it's a different vibe, I would say. Like people, and especially for people who are professing Christians, like this is an event that they look forward to, because it's something that brings them together. As I said, like various churches, it doesn't really matter at that time. Nobody knows who is who in that respect, and I believe that. And then people like to hear good gospel singing, so they'll come for the concert. And then we have the children's attractions now too, so that too encourages people to bring the whole family, not just the youth or the adults, but the children as well. So there's something for everybody, and I think it's an event that, as I said, professing Christians would love to be a part of, because of the coming together and all that. It's just a really nice vibe.
That's what I was going to ask. What kind of vibe and atmosphere is created usually when you come to gospel expression?
Right. It is like, just fun, friendly. You're able to sing. Many of the artists sing songs that you already know too. So you just sing along, and it's really a time of praise, worship, and just togetherness. Yeah.
Where do you see gospel expressions going for the next 30 plus years?
We're hoping that we will keep going with younger people coming on board. I think even the band itself, Jade's band, has been evolving over the years. Like some of those persons who started out with them, they're still there, and others have kind of dropped out a bit, and new blood is coming on. So we're expecting that these new persons would be able to carry it on when the others have retired or passed on or whatever has happened. Yes, we're really hoping that they would keep it going, because we believe it's an event that really brings Christian people together, and that it should continue.
I'm sure there are some saying, why should I go to Gospel Expression? Why should I leave my church and go to Progress Park? 2, why should I leave St. John and come to St. Andrew? What would you tell these people to encourage them to come out to Gospel
Well,
Expression?
I might be a little biased because I'm a big parish girl, right? So I might be a little biased, but I really don't understand why people don't want to just, even if it's just for that. You can feel the difference in the air from the time you leave. If you're coming on the eastern side, you pass Calivini and you're going up, you just feel like the breeze just starts changing. The air is different. And even if it's just for that, you could come for a breath of fresh air, country air, as we say, country.
I could give it one.
You could give it one? All right. Thank you. And apart from that, as I said, it is going to be a real, just different, dynamic worship experience that I think, we just always like the closed in, you're familiar with these people at your church and the mode of worship or whatever, and you don't want to risk going there and probably not feeling the same way as you feel, or they might try to hype you up a bit and you're not that kind of person, but you could just try something different. This is really different this year, and that is what we're encouraging people to do, and then even if you can't come from since 10 in the morning, but you can be there from 1 o'clock, that is still good because you're going to be getting the concert. But we want to encourage people to come. We have a number of churches who are on board from morning. They're going to be there full force. And there are others who plan to have their service a little earlier, and then they're going to join us, because there are some probably older people in their church congregation who may not want to come out that early to come to that, or they may not even be able to do that, but they don't want to leave them out, so they're going to have a service and then they're going to come down to join us. And many others are going to join from 1 p.m. And as we said, we have lunch on sale, and we have other snacks and so on, so that's one way that we try to raise some funds. That's the only way, in fact, that we raise some funds.
Okay.
So we're encouraging people to come. Don't cook that day, but come down and buy lunch so that you can share with your family. And again, just eating together is another real time of fellowship.
True.
You eat and you talk, and it's really, yes.
And get to know each other.
That's right.
You mentioned, other churches that will be on board full force. I was going to ask about the support from the church community.
Mm-hmm.
You have had that over the past 50 years.
And especially this year, we've really rallied the churches in St. Andrew, especially because it's going to be up there. So, we rally them, and many of them have come on board, and they've also been helping to get refreshment and so on, for the artists. They're helping to get items that we need to cook and that kind of thing. So, so it has really, that just this event has really done a little bit of what we're thinking of in terms of the oneness and people coming together, the unity and that kind of thing. Yep. And there are many people over the years who have been supporting, people who haven't been in the background, these people behind the scenes. Every year for 30 years they've been there just helping with everything. And, I just want to take this moment to just say thank you to all of you. You know who you are, those who are backup singers like Trinity, and those people who just back up. And then we have those who take care of the guest artists, those who have been organizing the food stalls, and Abby and all those girls, really, really helping out in the back. And people don't really know who they are, but we want to thank them for the support as well.
Nice. So just remind us of the details, when, where, time,
right,
acts to perform.
So the Gospel Expressions 2020 would be in Progress Park. It's on the 8th, Sunday, the 8th of March, and it starts at 10 a.m. and it goes up to about 5:30, as we're saying on paper. But who knows, we might just get, going past that, spirit. Right? Yes, blossom, caught up in the spirit. And, sorry. And so we have the Jade Gospel Band, we have Prophecy Inspirationals, we have Chantamel Worship Team, I Praise, we have All Anointed, we also have Touch of Grace, we have Royalty Gospel Band, we have Life Changers, and our guests are John Yard and Shane Risen from Trinidad, and we are so thankful for them, and we expect all of you, as many of you as are listening to me today and are viewing this program, to come out and be a part of this great, different, dynamic Gospel Expressions 2020.
Thank you very much for passing through.
Thank you for having us.
No problem at all. That was Cheryl Jessamy, a member of the PR team for the Jade Gospel Expressions, carded for Sunday at March 8th from 10 a.m. It's time now to join the BBC for the 8 a.m. newscast. Thank you so much for those of you who joined us on the Facebook, the YouTube channel, GBN Radio, GBN Television. Thank you guys so much. Keep it locked to Classic 105.5, 105.9. Those of you leaving us, have a good day, have a blessed day, a productive Monday. Keep it locked.